Hey, welcome back to Dear Twin Flame. It's Friday morning, and I'm recording because I had crazy dreams last night. Not crazy dreams, awesome dreams. Enlightening dreams. And I wanted to share before I forgot. And this is really heavy, so hold on. I'm gonna switch, please hold. Okay, so that's better. Okay. Hi, good morning. Please ignore the dew. I literally haven't even got out of bed yet, but I wanted to record so I didn't forget because I have a tendency of forgetting, and it's way easier to record this than it is to write it all down. So, which I might do anyway, but just ignore all of this and just listen. Okay, so I had a dream. Well, so last night I went to bed late, and what happened? Something happened. I forget what happened. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to meditate and ask my guides. Um, Sorry. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Um, I'm going to meditate and ask my spirit guides if they'll take me to the upper world to ask, like, what's my next challenge, what's my next purpose, what's my next goal, what am I supposed to be doing next, so to speak. So, oh my goodness, so bad hair. I'm sorry. It was just, um, what do I need to do basically? What's my next steps? Just so I feel like I'm not just wasting my time if there's something I should be doing. So, I started my meditation, asked my spirit guides to take me to upper worlds so I can talk to my higher selves or whoever needs to talk to me, and um, went from there. I fell asleep right away because sometimes I dream, well, I don't know. It ends up being like a full on dream. And so I dreamt that when I arrived at the upper world, um, I could see our higher selves, sitting kind of like on a grandstand, either like watching a race, like a car, like at grandstands, like at the Indy or at a car race or whatever. And it was just our two higher selves up in the stands watching what looked like I was participating in. Like I was in the direction that they were watching. But I couldn't see anything else going on around me. I could only see them. And I'm watching them who are watching me or watching whatever is going on around me that I can't see. And so that was fine. And I'm just watching them, and they're like chit chatting and conversing. And it was interesting because they were sitting there, and you could tell that they were two beings, but the energy around them made them look like a ball, like they were one, but they were two. So the whole twin flame thing, but you could see like a ball or a dome of energy that was surrounding them and holding them in this space together. And they're just watching this show and talking amongst themselves. And I can't hear anything. So I think, well, I wonder what they're saying. And the next thing I know, I am inside myself, or I'm inside my higher self, I guess. And your higher self is talking to me. And then he kind of does a double take. He's like, "Oh, you're here. Cool. I'm glad we're gonna get a chance to chat." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "First of all, I wanted to say that I'm super proud of you because you've been doing awesome, and the fact that you're here chatting with me just shows how awesome you're doing." And I'm like, "That's cool, thank you." Which, and on a side note, that's kind of cool because in other journeys I've done where I've got to ask questions of your higher self, or yeah, that I've gone to specifically ask questions to your higher self. I have always thanked him for the opportunity to talk to him. So to have it the opposite, where he's like, no, I'm really proud of you that you're here and that we can have these conversations. It's really cool that you've got to this stage, because it wasn't, I felt like other times where I've journeyed, I felt like I was me visiting your higher self. This time I felt like I was inside my higher self visiting your higher self, which I know it sounds weird, but for whatever reason it felt very different. It was like I got my higher self's perspective on things while having a conversation with your higher self. I don't know. It was different. It was different than normal. So anyway, but he congratulated me and said, "Yay, I'm glad you're here and glad we're getting the chance to talk, and I'm really proud of you for doing the work that's allowed you to get here," which was cool. And then I'm kind of like, okay, so what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we watching? Because when I try to look at the scene that they had been they had been looking at, we had been looking at, I don't know, that our higher selves had been looking at, I couldn't see anything. It was just like, well, first of all, it changed from being like in a grandstand to being more like in a movie theater. So we were in these seats and we're eating popcorn, and when I looked to the screen, I couldn't see any, it was just a black screen. I couldn't see anything. And he's talking like there's something on the screen, and I was like, I can't see anything. He's like, well, let's just say, he says, maybe it's better if you don't see it, but let's just say this one, we're really hopeful because I think we might get to the ending. And I'm like, okay. And I was confused, and he goes, well, and I think my confusion was pretty evident because he said, well, here, let me explain. We've watched many versions over the years, but we never we never get to the ending that it's supposed to have. It just kind of leaves us hanging. And there's, sadness and disappointment. He goes, oh, well, let me show you. So it was like somebody flipped a channel, and all of a sudden I could see. And the clips that he was showing me were clips of past lives for me, past lives for you. A couple of them I recognized. And he was talking like he's watching a movie. Oh, I like this one, but yeah, no, we just never got to the there's just no ending. It didn't it didn't it didn't reach the conclusion we were hoping for. And so then they go to the next one, and it's another clip. Oh, this one was, and you just his commentary of it. Oh, this one was bad, and this was a terrible, terrible ending. It was so sad. And oh, I liked my role in this one. I didn't have to do any work. I was just there to support. And it was really, it was interesting because I recognized some of the past lives that were showing, and some of them I didn't recognize. Um, anyway, so basically, our higher selves are sitting up there watching our lives like a movie and waiting to see if we make it to the end. And apparently, they're super helpful and super encouraged at the fact that they think we're gonna do well this time, I guess. So that's good, I suppose. So then when I recognized part of that, and so I said, so we're doing okay this time? He goes, oh yeah, things are going well. He goes, it's been a roller coaster, hasn't it? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, don't worry, we got lots of helpers this time. There's lots of people, lots of downloads happening. And I was like, okay. He goes, look at you, you're doing great. I'm like, okay. So then when I'm realizing what's happening, I was like, okay, so but how's he doing? He goes, he's doing good. And he goes, it's a struggle, it's hard, he's stubborn. I was like, you think? he goes, but he's getting messages, he's understanding, he's starting to understand, and I'm really, really hopeful this time. And I'm like, okay, that's good, right? He's like, no, yeah, we're very excited. That's why we're sitting here watching all the time. I'm like, okay, because there's been times where we're like, okay, this is not happening, and we just book it and start planning for the next one. I was like, seriously? That's kind of sad. Well, some people are ready for, he goes, some lifetimes you're ready for those learning opportunities, and some we just create more that we're going to have to look at in the next showing. And I'm like, okay. I said, so we're doing well. And he says, yes, we're doing well. And it was interesting because the I was talking about our 3D selves. We are doing well in this lifetime, and he changed the so it that we the generic or the overall we became we, as in all of us, our three-dimensional selves, our higher selves. We as a collective are doing well this time, so yay for us. We're doing good. They have hope for us, and they're encouraged by our shifts in perspective. They're encouraged by the work that we're doing. You're stubborn, but you will get there. Just that our goal. Oh yeah, okay. So it's funny because as I start talking about it, things come back. So our goal, if you don't know this, because I think I've said it multiple times, is to learn unconditional love and patience and um, 100% to learn unconditional love and self-love, and like those are the keys. So if we can manage to do that and walk in our truth and not let all the bullshit of the world and traumas, past traumas, karmic traumas, walk in truth, unconditional love, both for self and others, we're gonna be good. So I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm sure there was more, and maybe I'll talk to it again later if I can remember more of it. But right now, that's all I got. And my kids are up, so I'm going to get on with my day because they're very, very, very excited to head back to the beach tonight. And I have things that have to be done before we can do that. So, and who turned off the heat? Don't get me wrong. I understand it doesn't need to be 33 plus degrees out, but it's really stinking cold in my house right now because I left the windows open all night. So anyway, thank you for putting up with my morning whatever. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will leave you with, dear twin flame, I am sending you with all my love and for all my life. Have a great day.